Thanks, Raymond. That answered my question.
What was that?
I was asking Raymond Fabio if this was going to be recorded, and I slacked him. And as soon as I jumped onto the Zoom, I'm like, it's the first time I've ever been part of answering a question before someone ever said a word. So the Zoom says, this recording is in progress.
Yes, so they are, and also just typically stuck on to unfiltered. Could possibly even live stream it, but I don't quite know how to do that. So yeah, I'm not going to try to do that now live on a call, but yeah, I can save. I'll push the recording up to unfiltered afterwards.
And Fabio, just as a heads up, we talked about this in the earlier meeting. We'll probably just kind of see how this goes with the cadence. And maybe this will be something we'll do on a monthly basis, which timing wise, just based on everything all of us have going on right now, that's probably a good time. And it could dovetail with, some of our release schedule too.
Sounds good. How do we normally advertise the community office hours?
So there's the meetup group itself, which has, let me just see, this should allow me to see. So we have about 2,000 members on the meetup group itself. That's a great place to start. We also push it out via Discord because we've got another 2,500 plus members on Discord. So it's the event's also pushed out through there, and then any other marketing or anything like that that anyone sort of chooses to take on helps. So yeah, social media, LinkedIn, etc. These are all great places to socialize these.
Hey, Matt, welcome.
Hello, friends. Lots of friendly faces here.
Hey,
Good morning. Good morning from Chicago, Illinois.
Far from home? Well, not that far, but
about a 7-hour drive from home.
Yeah.
There's speaking of community meetups, there's a Elasticsearch users meetup that's having me talk at their meetup.com meetup tonight. So excited to meet the local Chicago people and Elasticsearch people.
Yeah,
Fabio, context here is all four of us met up at KubeCon in Chicago in November, and so that's why it's a group of familiar faces all together.
No, I'm hungry again. I need some deep dish pizza.
Boy, was that good.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of kick us off here. Hopefully we'll pick up some faces later on the recording. And yeah, but let's get this party started. Well, thank you for watching, and maybe some of you have joined later on in the session, but yeah, thanks for joining this CI Components Community Office Hours. We've got the team here that is actively involved with developing the feature and working on the entire CI component catalog side of things. So yeah, I'm going to sort of leave most of the introduction over to them. But basically what we would like to cover on this session is pretty much what are CI components, what do they look like, and maybe just even do a bit of a code dive into the anatomy of one. I'm gonna probably put Fabio on the spot here and say if you've got one that's available that we can look at, that'll be great. We do plan to be doing these sessions regularly, at least monthly from now. So if you did miss this one, but you wanted to get into some live questions for the next one, please feel free to join us for the next one. Would be good to see some faces and some interest around this very exciting feature. Yeah, I'm going to hand over to the team, and I'll sort of go into the background and take some notes.
Cool. So you want me to give an example of how components work, or the architecture around it?
Yeah, maybe
something...
just even a sort of a 30-second intro from yourselves, who you are, what's your role at GitLab, and what this feature is. And then we can sort of dive into some actual sort of technical side of things.
Yeah, I'm Fabio Pitino. I'm a principal engineer. I work in the verify stage of GitLab. In the last year, I've been working primarily on the CI catalog and components feature. So I would be the technical person behind the CI components from an architecture and design perspective. And yeah, so we have been we came up with this idea of the CI catalog and components to create a way for users to share reusable CI configurations and make it more like so people can contribute to it, and everyone can contribute to it, and you can share, and you can have a way, even whether it's like for a community or from within your organizations, to share components, so you can you are able to understand what your organization is using or what is available for you to reuse. Yeah, so the way components work today is we could consider more like a branch of the templates functionality that already existed at GitLab. So we took it and we repackaged as components. And today we have the template type of components. In the future, we're already working on other types of components that could be like a more granular level, or could be other types of reusable CI functionalities. But today we are primarily, when we speak about components, we mean the template components. So yeah, that's pretty much like so there's no huge difference from how templates work under the hood, but there is some. But the advantage of using components over templates is the fact that you can have a much more versionable way of, much nicer versionable way of dealing with components. You have the publishing on the catalog, which makes like a big deal in terms of discovering components. But yeah, so that's pretty much a brief overview around the components as is of today.
I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more things. By the way, I'm Dov Hershkovitz. I'm the product manager for the pipeline authoring team. And as Fabio mentioned, over the last year and more, I would say we were focusing on planning and then executing the feature that is called the CI/CD catalog, which is being powered by several features, which are primarily the CI components, the inputs that we've introduced as well, which is a key capability of templates overall and also for component. I would also add that with the way that components today are being created and published, users, like unlike templates, users could have a workflow in where all of the components that are being published to the catalog are first being tested based on how users would like to test those components. And then, as Fabio mentioned, they are versioned, and every user that is using a published version component, and the administrators or the people that actually manage components can be certified, can validate that all the templates that are being used, that are officially used, are first being tested. So all the users that are using official published components know that all their components have been tested before they are actually using them in their pipeline, which is, I would say, a key requirement that we will keep getting from many of our customers. You know, how can we make sure we can properly test a change in the configuration and rolling it out without breaking everyone's pipeline, because we know that most, if not all, of our users are using different types of template, and every change there could be devastating for the working pipeline. So this was also something that we've designed and created. And if you follow our guide and our documentation, I think this is where I think, Fabio, maybe you can share some like how to properly test, or what would be like the right workflow. So, you know, you pass through like the test and then the publish of a component.
Yeah, so with the components, the advantage there is that you have a project where this component is being developed. So you can do all the software development lifecycle within that project. So the first thing you would do, so that project will already have GitLab CI YAML that you can run for testing whatever you are doing in that repository. In that case, you are developing components, so you can use the GitLab CI YAML to test components. So the simple way you can do is to include a component and see if it runs and is doing what you expect. There is other more advanced techniques you can use for testing components, which it could be sometimes using, if you want to test the components with multiple inputs or multiple configuration, you could, for example, leverage parent-child pipelines. So you have different jobs that trigger child pipelines. Each pipeline will include a component with different parameters. So you can test various scenarios, for example. But then ultimately, what you would want to have is that, so you want to have the test and deploy, for example, stages at least. So once we finish with all the tests, if you are running on a tag pipeline, then you want to use the release keyword that is available for jobs that run on the tag pipeline, and create a release which also will collect metadata and will publish the component, that specific release of the component, into the catalog. And yeah, so having that at the end of your pipeline after all your tests is passed ensures that you have continuous integration and continuous deployment also done correctly in CI.
Yeah, and what I personally really like about the catalog, and when I'm discussing this with customers, is that like we can learn from work that others are doing. So I'm gonna just go ahead and share. So this is what again, every time that I speak with customers, they are asking me, can you share with us example how this and that is being done? And honestly, we don't know everything, okay? We can provide some guidelines on the types of tests that you can do and the type of workflow that you can do. But then we are like opening this up for the entire community to use. And here in the catalog, what I'm presenting here is the catalog that is available for everyone. You can see the list of components, and you can go on each and every component and see exactly what Fabio just mentioned. And I'll just pick one that I know is something that GitLab is maintaining. So for instance, container scanning, but you can actually go to each and every component and see how other users or people of our community are doing like the different tests. But if we'll just like get this example, I'll jump into the project. As Fabio mentioned, you have the template, which is here. This is the component. This is the actual configuration where you define your inputs and where you define all the steps that needs to be done underneath the hood. But as Fabio mentioned, each component will actually have a GitLab CI YAML file. And in this YAML file, you'll have like at least one or two stages, a test and a release. So in this example, for instance, we are including a component with the commit SHA. It means that we are going to we're going to test every commit that you are doing in your component. So every time you're doing a change the component, we are going to run through a series of tests. And so here's the test stage. So basically, those are all the tests that we are doing in this specific component. And if you go to different components that I just shared, you might see different tests that other users are doing. And then at the end, as Fabio mentioned, you can run the release job when you're adding a tag. It means that once I've done all the tests and I'm pleased with the official component that I want to release, I can tag it. And then when I tag it, it will start the pipeline that will kick off all those tests that I configure, but then it will also add like another job, another stage here, which is the release that is actually releasing and publishing the component with a new tag. And once this job is created and complete successfully, then this is where we'll be able to see the component available in the catalog, which means that when users are looking at the catalog and using the official versions that are a part of your catalog, and it's either like the catalog in .com or maybe the catalog that other organizations are doing in self-managed, every version or every component that is available here is the official and tested version based on the test that you have configured in your pipeline.
Great, thanks for that summary. We do have a guest that has joined us. Thank you very much, Fia. Welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the chat or take yourself on unmute, ask directly, or even join the Google chat. And we've just got another guest joining us now, which is also great. So yeah, if anyone does have any questions along the way, feel free to add them into the Google Doc or the chat, or even sort of take yourself off mute. Fabio, did you want to sort of drill down into the specifics of a component, or even into how you would use a component, something along those lines? Do you have a demo project that you could possibly show how a component then gets used? Here we go. there a way to run tests for LLM modules that are larger than 5 gig in size? I don't know if this is specifically a CI component question, more of just a general sort of CI question. But yeah, I suppose that would relate to the runners that you're using. If you're using a runner that has a large size, then you could do that. But yeah, I'm not maybe the right person to answer that particular question. Anyone else? Got an answer for that?
Is the question related to if it's possible to download LLM models like on a runner in order to run tests?
Basically, the question is there any persistent space where the models can be put and accessed during the test phase?
So I think this, I'm not sure about this specifically because I think it relates to the model ops features we have, and I'm not sure if, yeah, regarding the LLM models. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to this specifically.
Thank you.
Package team is working on this. Package team, and so maybe Raymond, we can redirect offline. I think
yeah. Sorry, yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, we can possibly redirect that offline. Vio, are you on our Discord? Because that would be a good
yeah, no problem. I can reach on Discord.
Cool.
The second question that they had is if we would like to deploy. I mean, I'm looking into deploying to Hugging Face, but I need the token, the access token. What is the best way of doing this? I mean, I was reading a lot of documents about options. What is the recommended way of deploying? And it's in the context of creating CI/CD component in the catalog. So, I mean, I know I can put a secret variable for a specific user, but if we would like the component to be reusable, what is the recommended way of doing it?
Yeah, I'm assuming that so what you are packaging as a component is the CI configuration, so that if you want to deploy your model on Hugging Face, you could do as an organization reusing that component and always maybe sharing somehow within the organization the same key. But if you're publishing on the catalog, potentially other users, anyone should be able to reuse that component. So in that case, what you want is you take an input, a secret, and you would like as a variable basically. That's currently the way we can do it today. You can still accept an input as a secret key, but the user will pass in the input as a variable, and so that is going to be evaluated. So I can give an example on what this could look like. Let's see. A sec. Share the screen. So so assuming we have a component, you could do in your GitLab YAML, you will include component GitLab my org and Hugging Face and then you say publish. So let's say we have a component, something like that, and inputs you provide deploy key. I'm not sure what will be called, but and you can say key. So if you do something like this, and then let's say the actual component, publish. This will be publish YAML. So this might look like key. So it will be like a mandatory field, and then you can use that the way you want. So I'm not sure, just making up echo whatever script. Deploy key. So actually, yeah, this way might be. I'm not sure like how it will take the input. I'm assuming maybe it will be like an environment variable. Basically, what this happens is this is the project where you run the pipeline, and you're including this. You're passing this variable. This is treated as literal by the component. So I don't know. Maybe this is somebody will be variables. Let's call that so that differs. So let's say you're defining a variable. This is environment variable is used by this deploy command. By using interpolation with inputs, you are passing this, which is treated literally as a string, and here is going to be set over here, which eventually the component will use it to define the variable. This should allow you to define a variable on your project, but passing it somehow to the component. And then if you're using the same variable could be set at a group level if you want to reuse across the organization. But so this is like the problem we want to solve. But by doing like that would allow also anyone on the catalog to reuse that component and just they pass their own key.
So basically, the deploy key is environmental variable. That is, where is it defined? Is it?
So this could be defined maybe on the project level in your project secrets.
Okay, I got it.
And then once the job is running, this will be translated basically into Hugging Face, right? So which eventually will be expanded to the actual value and set as environment variable on the runner. So when this command runs, there will be
it will read the variable.
Yeah, so we'll use the variable. This is like if you're using the variable, if you're using other other ways, like normally environment variables are used.
My question was where we define the variable so that it's secure enough.
Yeah, you can use it.
I think that was the question.
Yeah, you can use in the project settings. You can set the variable in there.
Do you know if there is already a component that can do something like this? I mean, I didn't get a chance to go too deep into like Google or AWS components, but they should probably be using something similar. I don't know if you've had a chance to know.
So for defining variables,
right.
There is also integrations with HashiCorp Vault for defining secrets, and I think also Google Cloud for secrets, and so there's also integration for doing that. But if you want to do it, within GitLab, you can do also by defining the variable at the project level.
I see. All right. Thank you so much.
Or you can do it at group level. So if you want to be, automatically defined for every pipeline in that group, you can do that as well.
I think there are some examples in the catalog. You just search for Google, and you'll be able to see different templates for Google, deploy with OIDC, with cloud, so with G-Cloud, with Vault. So I would recommend taking a hard look at what is available today, also in the catalog, and see, number one, how did they configure those parameters, and also how it is working. Maybe you can literally use what is available today in the catalog, or get inspired by how they've configured it, and then maybe create something on your own.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very helpful.
Right, so I see that Matt had put in a note before he had to jump off, but I can just quickly verbalize for him. He had noted, can you explain the difference between GitLab components, GitLab templates? Are components supported by GitLab? Put in an answer that just kind of pointed to our documentation around components, and just kind of the high level definitions of what components are and how they differ from templates. The one thing I also added here is that there are some limitations with using templates just because of the versioning aspect, which is, makes it more exciting for us as we go forward with advocating more use of components and as well as into the catalog itself. I didn't know if there was anything else anyone wanted to add here, but I just put it in here just so that everyone has reference for those links.
Yeah, primarily is components currently is a generic term that, and eventually it will include different types of components. But today we have like template types, which you can use with include. So it makes them very similar to templates in the way they work. Even the fact that they both can work with inputs. But with components, you have a much more structured way of developing, testing, and publishing to the catalog. There's no way you can, have a template visible on the catalog unless you use the components framework. And this is just the first step for having components on the catalog. So today we have these templates. In the future, we are working on something called steps, which will be more like a specific job steps that you can run and combine together. So those will also be available on the catalog as different additional type of components. But yeah, pretty much it will be a lot of the difference will be around versioning and the presentation and of components. Yeah, and kind of the aspect around like another feature we're working on is like semantic versioning, which will provide, it would turn very powerful into consuming components. So if you want to use a component, for example, and you can communicate when you have like a major version being released, so when it becomes backward incompatible, and so you can have a much better way of communicating with customers, with users, like when something is still maintaining the existing contract, so you can upgrade to the newest version of that component, or when you might need to do some extra testing. Yes, so that's and then all the functionality around the catalog that you can search, discover, and filter components, and for what specific need you want, or even contribute back.
I've actually got a question. Can you, for instance, maybe you're including a component that's a pretty small one, and yeah, maybe doesn't have too much API that you're worried about breaking or anything like that, but for whatever reason you wanted to include always the latest version of that component. Is there a way of including whatever that component version is, the latest one? Because as a user, I may want to double check sometimes what the upstream version is, but if that component changes fairly rapidly or something, I want to always have the latest one coming through to my pipelines, or do I need to specify a component version?
Yeah, so today you have multiple ways of basically pointing to a specific version. One way would be to just use the version specifically, and that will be pointed to that specific tag, release tag. There is currently also latest that we provide that will always provide the latest version. We're working on making this, always returning the latest semantic version. But this will not protect you from breaking changes. So if suddenly, we release 2.0 version of the component that has some backward, it's not backward compatible, you will get that latest one. It will be equivalent of getting the latest Docker image. Obviously,
exactly.
It will be equivalent to that.
And in some cases, that's something you might be prepared to accept, but obviously, as long as you understand that it does expose you to potentially breaking changes.
Yes, but we are working on features on enforcing semantic versioning, since it provides a much better experience for both the developer and the consumer of components. Because with semantic versioning, there's a major, minor, and patch release. But with this, you can communicate basically when something becomes major. One thing we are exploring at the moment, it's not implemented yet, but we're exploring a way of providing aliases. So you can automatically get upgrades based on the contract that you want. So let's say I want to have, semantic version always has like at least three parts. But if you specify, let's say, version V1, we will give you the latest V1, the highest possible V1. So if we suddenly release a version 2.0, you will get whatever latest V1 was. So maybe it would have been like 1.8.3, and you will be getting that. The advantage of this is that you are pointing to a very specific contract. And if there is, I don't know, a bug fix or a security patch that you want to push to like backports to the version 1 point something, you can push that and the user will automatically get that. But they will not upgrade automatically to the latest version, which might contain a breaking change. So in that case, you might, and similarly, you could do something like, I want to get 8.1.8. So I can get all the patch versions as they come in, and will kind of serve that to you. So this will be more dynamic versioning, but you define some contracts, and it's good on both the developer and the consumer. The consumer, because it specifies the contract that they want to pin their component to. The developer also, it doesn't. It allows you to still introduce breaking changes or communicate, as long as you follow the correct semantic versioning, and users are following also the same on the other side. You could prevent a lot of incompatibility or breaking changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Great, thank you. We had a question come in on the Zoom. Stefan, would you like to vocalize, or can one of us read it out for you?
Yeah. So I was wondering, what are the options to, or if it's even possible to have a UI part to a component? For example, I have seen in the components library something like putting Swagger documentation on GitLab pages. There was a component that was doing this. So I was wondering that what would be the options if you want to do something like a component that will display metrics or outputs from runner results.
Could you expand a bit on the use case? So are you saying whether components could be compatible to export some metrics, things like that, or whether the catalog feature will provide some metrics or like or additional UI information?
So let's say I'm running, I don't know, ML experiment.
Mhm.
For some of LM experiments, you can show the metrics results already in the GitLab UI.
In the merge request, you mean?
In a merge request, yeah.
Okay.
To be part of the output from the pipeline for the template, but not for all the metrics. So let's say you are running something that is not yet already integrated, and you have some metrics as a result. Those metrics can be graphs, let's say, and you want or just some numbers, and then you want to well, you can of course inspect them in the console or well in the logs from the running, but you would like maybe to have a UI that presents them in a different way or in a more intuitive way, not different. Yeah.
There is today the ability to show metrics on the merge request as a widget, and so if you generate a report, for example, metric type report, it can be parsed automatically by GitLab and shown in the merge request widget. So all you have to do on the job side is to make sure you create a report as type metric, and that will be displayed on the pipeline. Sorry, will be exported from the pipeline and shown on the merge request widget. Have you tried something like that?
I have explored, for example, displaying HTML output from test. So, for example, test reports in HTML output.
Yes.
I think that those can be consumed or integrated somehow, but I didn't try it with output from, I don't know, machine learning experiments or so.
Let me see. So we have this feature, metrics report, that if you export so some numbers on a file, and then you export that as an artifact of type metrics, it should be displayed on the merge request. I need to find out where metrics report. Yeah, something like this. Oh, yeah, like that. It should be available on the merge request to say, okay, some of the things some of these metrics have changed. This is like an integration should come out of the box. It might not be, as pretty or as customizable as you might want, but some level of integration already comes out of the box. The important thing is that you can create a component that does something and eventually export the metrics as output into an artifact like this. As long as your component has this, then this information should be displayed on the merge request. But I think there is also other ways of showing. You can create a HTML file, for example, and then expose it.
Yeah, you can expose it effectively as a review app. So if you
Oh, as a
save,
review app, yes.
so if you were to save an HTML file as an artifact, and in your component also expose that as a review app pointing to the artifact. I've done that before, where you can actually browse an artifact directly as a review app, and then the merge request widget would also link that as a link directly in the as one of the MR widgets would also pick that up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think there's different options. There's also these expose as. You could do the same, where you can generate either a text file or YAML report, HTML report, and then you have this link with the path that is actually shown on the merge request widget, and you click there, you might see an HTML report. So this is like another way where you click and see the reports generated. So there's various options, and all of these can be done within a job. So they're 100% compatible with components.
Thank you. I will dig more to see the options.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, thanks. Well, are there any more questions from any of our guests or any of our other attendees? No. Okay, that's absolutely fine. With that, I'm going to sort of head us into a bit of wrap up. If you're not already aware, please join us on Discord. That is discord.gg/GitLab. It's a great place to speak to other GitLab users, and there are a number of GitLab team members in there too, which may or may not be able to help you, or just sort of get general discussions going. And we also, for the next week, we still have 1 week remaining on our GitLab innovation pitch competition. If you are not yet aware of this competition, please check it out at, I'm just dropping the link into the chat here. GitLab.devpost.com, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's the one. So CI components are absolutely a valid target for your innovation there. So if you have any great ideas around some CI components or anything, please do feel free to submit them through the innovation pitch system, and we can we can add them to that whole program. With that, thank you very much to the team for joining this call. We look forward to having some more of these sessions over the next months. Keep an eye out on the meetup group for the next one. If you choose to join, we will definitely be posting it there, as well as in Discord. And in the meantime, if you do have any async questions, please do feel free to add them to the notes, and someone can either pick them up for discussion in the next office hours or in the or async in the document itself. We will keep the same notes document running for future meetups, so we'll have a running history of questions that have been answered or have been asked, and the answers that we came up with. And yeah, please do feel free to get stuck in with CI components. There definitely seems to be a growing number of these in the catalog. We're looking forward to seeing a whole lot more, and to see how crafty and inventive everyone gets with these, that hopefully can solve some real issues for other GitLab users too. thanks again. And with that, we're going to sign off and say goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.